They were making these films of Lord of the Rings, and they wanted a voice for a digital character. Of course, they were talking about Gollum. In order to find the voice, I started to work on this notion of he's called Gollum because of the way he sounds, and what would make his voice sound like that. So I started to think about a constriction in the throat, and as I was doing that, I was actually fortunate enough to witness my cat throwing up a fur ball, and it suddenly gave me this idea that the whole physicality of the role would be determined by this force within, which is built out of guilt and torment, caused this sound coming out of his mouth. They knew that they wanted to manifest Gollum as a CG character on screen. They weren't looking at this new technology called motion capture, and they had a clear idea that they wanted an actor to play him on set, so they didn't have to imagine anything. I remember the moment where Gollum is leading Sam and Frodo up Mount Doom. I was in this green suit and I started to crawl around and get into character, and Pete was giggling away and crawling around with his camera and filming it from various different angles. And that was when he started to decide, let's just film Andy. The first pass was always acting with the other actors. The second pass was just them acting, but I would be slightly off camera. I would then have to do my performance again on my own in a motion capture stage. The third pass would be painting me out and replacing Gollum on top of me.
Wicked, crazy, false. No, master. Yes, precious, false. They will cheat you, hurt you, lie.
The evolution of Gollum being this almost schizophrenic personality, and we pushed the notion of Gollum being the more visceral, brutal survivor character, and Smeagol being the young, innocent, abused sibling. I had to find for myself something real so that the power of the ring would resonate. And so for me, it was really about addiction. Gollum is basically a ring junkie. His physicality was based on someone suffering physical symptoms of a very strong addiction. It's tearing the body apart and tearing the mind apart, externalizing what was going on inside his mind and soul. It really was an extraordinary thing to do, and I loved it. In fact, when I first saw the fully re-sculpted version of Gollum, it totally looked like my dad, which was kind of freaky, and now I know what I'm going to look like when I'm 22 years older. Also, I did have this extraordinary experience when this scene came up. I could literally feel the audience leaning in. Was this an actor? Was this a creature? It was like real hairs on the back of the neck stuff, actually. There isn't a single day that goes past when someone doesn't come up to me and talk to me about Gollum. I think that there is self-recognition in there. You know, we're not all heroes. We are flawed. He's meant everything, and I don't expect the character will ever leave me, to be honest, and especially as I grow older and probably get to look more like him.